changer.
Ijumaa hii saa 2:30 jioni katika KBC Channel 1, sama jinsi kaunti ya Kitui ilivyowekeza katika miradi inayolingana na the Big Four.
Through the ups and downs, you know you've always been around. So every day me show you love and not just fathers they alone. Daddy, let me tell you straight, there's no better man I'd want to emulate.
I'm not the perfect man for you. Say, it is good to pray. Thanks and praise for all my days. Never meant to cause you any sorrow.
Only love can conquer the hate inside. Cause your favorite girl, you're my favorite boy. Come dance with me forever. Girl, you're my favorite boy. Come dance with me forever.
Do you have a news story to share with KBC? Get in touch swiftly on email newsroom@kbc.co.ke, call 0723 892 654 or 0734 780 124.
A very good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us here on Lunchtime News on KBC Channel 1. We are coming to you live from the broadcasting house here in Kenya's capital, Nairobi. My name is Kiptum, and Anne Wangeshi is my colleague on the sign language interpretation. Now, the government says that a multi-agency team has been formed to deal with petty crimes that come along with elections. Interior PS Engineer Karanja Kibicho, while speaking in Kitui when he inspected a number of national government projects, said that the government has heavily invested in the security to deal with security challenges. The Interior PS at the same time assured the nation that the 3 terrorists who escaped from Kamiti prison will soon be arrested. Kibicho says there is no terror threat in the country and that security has been heightened, even as he urged Kenyans to remain vigilant.
One gun was being used by 5 policemen. Now it is 5 guns to 1 police, and that means that the police are better equipped to deal with security challenges. Terrorist convicts who escaped, the security, you heard him say, and it's true, the special units of police intelligence are in hot pursuit. We shall get them.
Over 150 families in Mihango estate of Embakasi East constituency, Nairobi, are appealing to the local authorities to accord them more time to vacate from the stalls at Mihango Market. This comes after they were forcefully evicted from the market after they turned it into a residence.
For months now, these families in Nairobi's Mihango area have taken solace at these market stalls, beating the very purpose of the facility. The families claiming their move to settle into the more than 350 market stalls was necessitated by the lack of affordable housing in the area. But the illegal occupation came to a screeching stop after the local administration evicted them from the facility.
chifu amekuja na watu wake wakatuambia tuhame, hatujapewa notice, wakawa wanatandika watu. Tumetupa kutoka saa 4 tuko hapa. Niko na mtoto, mimi mwenyewe sijisikii mzuri.
Stranded and with nowhere to go. The families claim they have not received any eviction notice.
Nimelipa nyumba shilingi ile pesa nilikuwa naye. Sasa sina pesa nyingine hata la kulipa nyumba. Jameni, nilale wapi? Nifanye nini saa hii?
Tumeambiwa soko ni chafu. Ofisi yenyewe soko ni chafu. Tukasema kuanzia kesho tunaweza fanya usafi. Tushikane sisi wote, tuchukue vifagio, tufanye nini? Tufanye usafi. But the thing is, wangekaa chini na wenye wanatulipishanga manyumba. Wafanye nini? Na landlords, wadili na landlords. Kama ni notice, watupatie notice.
They are, however, asking to be given more time to look for new settlements.
Wapewe time kuhame, waende mahali watafute makazi mengine.
Yes, lazima chief afanye kazi yake, lazima hiyo ni sheria. Lakini sometimes tuangalie na sisi wenyewe kwa wenyewe. Kama sasa hao mama wakilala hapo ndio wataenda
wiki moja wahame.
At least hata wangesema tupewe hata wapewe 1 week warudi kwa nyumba, wapewe hata 1 week wahame.
The area chief off record said they will only allow business people to operate in the market as it is currently inhabitable. Reporting for Lunchtime News, I'm Wamboi Otiende.
Now, residents of Ndeu village in Lamu County have decried lack of basic infrastructure such as electricity, water, health facilities and roads. The residents say the myriad of challenges they are facing has thrown the village into abject poverty. They are now calling on the county and national governments to intervene and provide them with the necessary amenities like the rest of the country.
Watu wamepata moto mpaka Lamu, mpaka sijui wapi, mpaka kwa Sahasi, lakini hapa kwetu ni mita hata kama hazifiki hata mita mita hata 600, lakini moto hatuna. Hivi tunavyotuona hapa hatuna moto, na moto huu umepita hapa, umefika hapa ni pale pale, hata mtaona kwamba huku ndani kuna watu wanatumia visima, wanataka kulima. Lakini sasa watatoa ile maji na nini, na hali hakuna stima.
Sisi ni wamama, maji mara nyingine tunakaa, visima tulizokuwa nazo zimekauka. Sasa tunaomba hata kama ni serikali watutafutie tu kisima kile tutaweza kuwa tunatumia maji, ili ingaa tuweze kusevu na watoto wetu ambao wanaenda shule. Maana mtoto hawezi kuenda shule akiwa mchafu wala akikosa maji hata ya kupikiwa.
Pokot Governor John Lonyangapuo has flagged off 4,000 bags of emergency livestock feeds in response to areas in the county that have been hard hit by the drought situation in the county. Speaking during the flagging off, the county boss noted that more than 1,000 households in the county are facing starvation and there is a need for humanitarian aid.
West Pokot County is staring at an 80% food shortage according to the County Agricultural and Pastoral Economy CEC, Mr. Geoffrey Lepale. This has necessitated area leaders led by the county governor to appeal for humanitarian aid. Speaking during the flagging off of 4,000 bags of emergency livestock feeds, County Governor Professor John Lonyangapuo said more than 180,000 people and 1,000 households in the county are in dire need of food.
Tunafanya mini and micro irrigation schemes kila mahali, na wiki hii tutafungua moja. Na ndaomba ya kwamba wahisani wote wenye wanaweza kufanya na watu yangu, huko na mito mingi iko na maji which requires to be tapped. Hata mkitupea pesa ya irrigation scheme, dam tufurute hiyo maji iende.
The County National Drought Management Authority Coordinator Maki Mithi, however, said the hunger situation is not as dire, noting that the situation is changing gradually due to the ongoing rains.
Tulipanda vizuri, kamea vizuri, katikati mvua ikapotea. So in the dry lowlands, chakula yetu which is mainly ni cereals, maize, ilikauka.
The county boss called on the locals to plant the maize crop and shun those against its planting. Yusufar reporting for Lunchtime News.
Now, boda riders across the country are set to undergo refresher courses in a bid to reduce increased road carnage involving the operators and their passengers. National Transport and Safety Authority says the training was in line with a revised curriculum which mandates the authority to re-evaluate competence of riders and motorists on Kenyan roads.
Speaking at St. Peter's Primary School in Lanage during the launch of NTSA road safety curriculum in schools, Mr. Okeno said the training will also involve motorists undergoing rigorous assessment to satisfy their competence.
Our main aim is actually to make sure that we train our drivers in the manner that they can be able to move on the road to save their lives and ensure that they don't contribute to the increase of the fatalities and injuries.
Besides training boda operators on road safety, which is the core mandate of NTSA, the riders will also be equipped with skills in first aid and public relations so as to be able to handle their customers in a professional manner.
We will be passing this message to them and to the road users and ensure that they pick it up so that they can be able to reduce the road carnage.
We have now introduced a training curriculum for the bodas and also for the motor vehicles. Now, if you're doing long distances, we request and we require, it is actually a requirement by NTSA, that you have 2 drivers, so that we also avoid fatigue of drivers when they are driving on the roads.
This training comes as NTSA launches phase 2 of road safety campaign. The campaign is aimed at creating awareness of road safety measures among road users in the country.
We will directly engage with road users so that we can assist in changing their attitude and behavior towards road safety.
In the campaign, NTSA will directly engage and sensitize road users to change their attitudes and behavior while using the roads. NTSA is targeting boda riders, pedestrians, drivers and passengers in the training.
And the High Court in Malindi and Jambojet have teamed up to clear Malindi Beach that is choking from Mira and Muguka wastes. Stakeholders who took part in the cleanup exercise calling on the county to look into ways of dealing with the emerging waste they claim was a threat to the marine life.
Locals were urged to always be mindful of the marine life, as the waste from chewing gums and plastic bags used to sell the stimulants were a danger to the beach.
I think we are a little bit careless with our waste. After we are through with whatever we are taking, we just drop the waste anywhere. It has taken too much, a lot of energy, a lot of struggle, a lot of time to do the much we have managed today.
Companies making chewing gums were also challenged to use bio-friendly wrappers instead of plastics.
The companies can think of using bio-friendly wrappers instead of these plastics. This one for Gabo, and this is one of PK. There are too many around the beach area.
Katana Kahindi, a tour guide in the area, called on those chewing Mira at the beach to use the waste bins availed instead of littering the entire area, a move he said was driving away tourists who are mindful of their hygiene.
Now, a man who murdered his wife and buried her body in a pit latrine will serve 40 years in prison. The High Court in Kisii sentenced 50-year-old George Morara after finding him guilty for killing his wife, Jessica Mora.
The High Court Judge Justice Rose Ougo virtually handed over the jail term to George Morara, stating that a non-custodial sentence was not suitable for the accused.
And considering all the above, I sentence you, George Maroba Oraba, to serve a sentence of 40 years imprisonment from the date of sentence, and you have a right of appeal within 14 days.
The accused was, however, allowed to appeal against the sentence within the stipulated. Before the judgment was passed, reports, according to a probation officer, indicated that the accused was a first offender, a thief, an extortionist, and a nuisance. The accused lawyer, Sefin Kaba, had submitted that his client was suffering from a terminal ailment and that he had reformed for the time he had been in remand. James Oroba, the father to the deceased, expressed his satisfaction with the judgment given, despite the fact that the accused accomplices were never found culpable.
Mimi nimeshukuru koti yetu ya High Court Kisii kwa ile kazi ambayo imefanya
imefanya upelelezi kwa karibu na kwa umbali mpaka wamepata usaidi, wamemfunga hiyo miaka 40, naye wacha ashughulikie atumikie serikali kwa hiyo miaka wamemfunga. Na mimi nimeridhika kwa sababu kule nyumbani wengine walikuwa wamesema ametolewa, ametoka, ametoroka, lakini bado hako ndani.
The Mount Kenya Unity Forum will begin a tour of counties in the region in the coming days as it seeks to unify the politically fragmented region. NARC Kenya Party leader Martha Karua, who was installed as the spokesperson of the forum Wednesday, met National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi, former Kiambu Governor William Kabogo and other political leaders to lay down the plan for the upcoming tours as they seek to engage locals directly so as to chart the political path of the region in the next year's general election.
Lengo letu la kukutana leo ilikuwa ya kufanya mipango ya ile kazi tutafanya siku za usoni. Kazi moja ni kukutana na viongozi wengine tukitafuta kufanya kazi pamoja, na lengo la pili ni sisi kuanza kuingia kwa kaunti zote za Mount Kenya kuzungumza na watu wetu, na hiyo mipango tumepanga na mtatusikia.
Wakaaji wa Mlima Kenya, tuwache wasiwasi. Mnatuuliza kila siku ni kitu gani tunafanya. Sisi tuko katika harakati ya kuleta watu pamoja, na sio watu ya mlima peke yake, ni wa Kenya wakiwa wote.
You can interact with us throughout this bulletin on Twitter. We are at KBC Channel 1. My personal Twitter handle is at Betty Kiptum. On Facebook, we are at KBC Channel 1 News. We take a quick break. When we come back, more news.
Ili kupata skiza tune hii ya Dhiki Huleta Zaburi kwa simu yako, bonyeza *811 *815
na msibabaishwe na yale mnayoyapitia, hata yawe magumu kiasi gani, yote yatapita. La msingi ni kuweka tumaini letu kwa Mungu aliyetuumba. Katika kitabu cha Warumi 5:3, wala si hivyo tu, ila mnafurahia katika dhiki pia, mkijua ya kuwa dhiki kazi yake ni kuleta saburi. Amina.
Ili kupata skiza tune hii, bonyeza *811 *815 *811 *815
Log on to the KBC website at www.kbc.co.ke to get the latest breaking news, entertainment, sports, politics, lifestyle, or business trends from Kenya and around the world. Never miss new episodes from your favorite TV shows, reruns, and movies. Just stream online or watch live on your YouTube channel at KBC Channel 1 TV shows. For the day's biggest stories, trustworthy news, and family entertainment, log on to KBC Channel 1. Watch what you want anytime, anywhere.
Sindio bibi akiniona hivi anaona Afghanistan. Nakasa. Pana mchezo na mtolea sura namna hivi ya Taliban mwenyewe.
Hata niko na pingu kwa nyumba. Niko na musalisa. Unajua ile ya hivi? Nikimuvalia kofia ya Mwanjesi, alafu nimukanyange hivi kwa tumbo na kongo.
Ni kweli hizi sote ni left bite. Hizi sote
wewe mzee na wewe hata hujionei huruma.
Unaogopa yeye? Sana ndugu yangu, sana.
Lazima uogope ikiwa anamfanya hivi.
Totally.
Na nasema ni love bite.
Siogope uko mbele ya mahakama. Haya kama.
I know you're still angry at me, but let's stop fighting, all right?
If the two empresses of the former emperor don't want to see you two brothers fight and ask you to hand over the throne to the crown prince Jinshen, I wonder how far you're willing to go to hold on to it.
Do you still remember what I told you that night? You're my whole world. Whoever opposes you cannot be spared.
You planning for me to die there? Maybe I am.
Welcome back. You are watching Channel 1 Lunchtime News. Now, a section of Munyoyaya community from the coast region have urged the government to be formally recognized as a Kenyan tribe. They say that it has been difficult for them to access government services, including registration of identification cards, birth certificates for their children, and government jobs since they lack formal recognition.
The members of the Munyoyaya community who hail from the coast region, led by their deputy Kingi Abubakar Galasha, have decried access to government services as an issue they have attributed to lack of formal recognition by the Kenyan government.
Kabila Munyoyaya ni kabila ambaye ni wana Kenya. Tuliishi katika hii eneo zaidi ya karni moja kuendelea. Na mpaka sasa hatutambuliki kwa code ya Kenya.
The community members who say they are planning to travel to Nairobi with the hope of meeting the Interior Cabinet Secretary, Fred Matiang'i, and President Uhuru Kenyatta to present their grievances for further action, claim a 40 hectares piece of land they had been allocated to them was taken away, leaving them with no land to permanently settle.
Omba serikali tupatie nafasi. In case tukipata district ikuwe huku upande yetu wa Madogo, ajira itakuwa rahisi kwetu sababu hatutatoka hapa kwenda kule. Kwa hivyo tunataka tuletewe hapa district ndo ajira itakuwa nyingi, vijana wetu watapata kazi.
The Munyoyaya say they want to join other small communities like the Makonde, Shona and Hindu who have since been recognized as Kenyan tribes.
Now, Maasai women in Kajiado County have been challenged to compete for elective positions in the forthcoming general elections and ignore intimidation and harassment from their male counterparts. Speaking during an ODM Women Caucus, League National Leader Beth Siengo called on the women to campaign vigorously and support each other to ascend to positions of power and at the same time achieve the 2/3 gender rule. Siengo said the party has developed a roadmap to support women who will venture into competitive politics.
To increase the number of women on the ballots. So we are urging women to come out in large numbers to run for different political seats, and we are here to hold their hands, encourage them, train them, and work with them.
Of course, we know the challenges that we go through like women, but they're here to work with us.
Kuhakikisha kwamba our next parliament is going to be gender inclusive, kuhitimu ile requirement ya 2/3 gender rule.
And Chinese President Xi Jinping has expressed his readiness to work with US President Joe Biden to build consensus and to move the relations of the two nations forward. Xi pointed out that a stable China-US relationship was required to advance the two nations' development and safeguard a peaceful and stable international environment. The Chinese president pointed out that the resumption of China-US relations was the most important event in international relations over the past 50 years, as it will benefit not only the two countries but the whole world at large.
In a virtual meeting, Chinese President Xi Jinping expressed readiness to work with Biden to build consensus and to move the relations of the two nations a notch high. Xi Jinping noted that the resumption of China-US relations was the most important event in international relations over the past 50 years. The Chinese leader saying for the two countries to get along, their new relations should be founded on the principles of mutual respect, peaceful coexistence, and a win-win cooperation. Xi Jinping noting 4 key areas of concern, which include shouldering responsibilities of major countries and leading response to outstanding challenges, acting in the spirit of equality and mutual benefit to move forward at all levels, managing differences and sensitive issues in a constructive way. And finally, strengthening coordinations and cooperations of major international and regional hotspot issues. US President Joe Biden also noted that the US-China relationship is the most important bilateral relationship in the world, and the two sides need to have open and candid dialogues to enhance understanding of each other's intentions and make sure the competition between them is fair and healthy.
The business form enterprise groups if you are to take advantage of government's efforts meant to create more industries at the grassroots as we improve production for micro, small and medium enterprises countrywide. This is the call of the Industrialization Principal Secretary, Kirimi Kaberia, who said that the ministry is mapping all 47 counties to establish the type of value addition and industries required for MSMEs to thrive.
In 1979 in Japan, one village, one product OVOP was first pioneered by the late Dr. Morihiko Hiramatsu, with the same being applied in other countries around the world. The program back home in Kenya is one of the pillars of Vision 2030 that is meant to increase income at the community level through value addition and improved market access.
We are taking again the baseline or the data that we have on this product and saying, why should we always be suffering to take the product to the industry? Let's find the industry, the commodities, and take the industries to the commodities or to where the raw materials are.
Through the model, Each village identifies a valuable local resource, then adds value to it through either processing, sales and marketing activities. Now the government wants local enterprises to look to more aggressive value addition practices available to them.
How else are we going to industrialize if we do not believe in our own products? Now all these SMEs on here, they are here exhibiting products that they are making.
Stakeholders were also urged to create an enabling environment amongst themselves and believe in their local capacities to produce for markets beyond their own, especially in the East African Community Trading Bloc.
If you are able to go beyond the boundaries of this great country and sell the same products to our neighboring countries in Ethiopia, in Uganda, in Zambia, all that, what has the government done? It has corrupted these markets. We started with the East African Community, a market of 150 million people. There are no boundaries between the 5 member states: Burundi, Rwanda, Uganda, Tanzania and Kenya. Unatembea kuuza vitu zako.
Health X Africa has been licensed to provide telemedicine services in the country. A fully equipped virtual medical facility has commenced its services, consolidating gains made in healthcare innovations and technology in the past years. Health Ministry says the adoption of a telemedicine concept is aligned to the universal health coverage goals.
There is a positive shift in innovations in the healthcare space, where individuals can access various health services and consultations on the digital domain. The Ministry of Health says once the e-health bill is enacted by Parliament, Kenya's telemedicine that is at infancy stages will move to new levels. The bill will see provision of care through telemedicine applications, improve the interactions between service providers and clients.
I see a lot of potential in terms of using technology. And I see a lot of potential in terms of leveraging on proven technologies to make sure that Kenyans can be able to access the quality healthcare. And in this it comes with it a lot of benefit in terms of the accessibility, in terms of the cost, in terms of the geographical coverage. You see that someone who is actually in a remote area like Mandera, or in this other area like maybe Kajiado or Wajir, who have actually been disadvantaged because of the infrastructures and all that, they can actually be able to access quality care. They can also be able to access experts.
According to Health X Africa CEO Kaiser Manji, the services will be offered on a transparent subscription model that is affordable. He says the integrated telehealth platform will ensure patients have around-the-clock access to qualified and licensed healthcare professionals who have specialized in telehealth training through video or voice calls and live chat.
Yeah, before devolution, you see that most of the experts, they were actually in the major urban centers that you know in Kenya, meaning that people who were actually in the community level, they had to travel for long distances. They could actually not be able to access the quality service. They could not be able to access, experts. Even when they accessed them, the cost was actually too high.
He added that mobile and internet use for the services will reduce congestion in healthcare facilities, lower costs for patients, and give users access to educational healthcare content to help prevent diseases. Reporting for Lunchtime News, my name is Hibak Said.
Now, Kiambu has expanded its partnership with private developer Tatu City in a special economic zone. Kiambu County, through its Development Implementation Coordination Committee, has reaffirmed its commitment to Tatu City, the 5,000-acre special economic zone, as it creates thousands of jobs and homes through private sector investment and continues to execute the 2 pillars of the country's Big Four agenda.
Tatu City is Kenya's first operational special economic zone, providing reduced corporate taxes, zero-rated VAT, and import duty exemptions, among other benefits. CDICC, chaired by County Commissioner Wilson Wanyanga, held a development tour of the 5,000-acre special economic zone, where the committee received a progress update of the multi-billion shilling new city and discussed the alignment of key roads, power, water, security, and ICT infrastructure.
We are very pleased that Tattoo City is a project of strategic national importance, and as such the government affords us members of the Critical Infrastructure Police Unit, CIPU, and we have members of that unit stationed at Tattoo City, and that's very much thanks to the intervention of the County Commissioner, the Administrative Police, and other members of government supporting Tattoo City. So we continue to focus on security, roads, water, and power as the key issues.
Wanyanga commended Tattoo City for its contribution to job creation, affordable housing, and catalyzing economic development in the county by attracting leading international and local investors. He also applauded Tattoo City multi-year investment in upskilling the local community to take up construction jobs at the mixed-use development.
We've been told about the one-stop shop, and that's why we are going to assist in ensuring that staff, the various technical officers, are deployed to that one-stop shop, so that investors, when they come here, they only go to one place. You present your papers and they're worked on in one place, as opposed to hopping from one office to the other.
More than 60 local, regional and multinational businesses have opened, whereas others have started development at Tattoo City. Reporting for Lunchtime News, I am Teresa Mutai.
Across borders, America may arguably be the most stabilized economy by many indices, but $6 billion valued ride-hailing company Bolt is not playing in the market and not planning to be there in the near future. Bolt finds favor in Nigeria and African market despite uncertainties and stories of harsh business environment and political instability. Here are more details of these and other stories across the continent.
In Nigeria, Bolt rivals Uber, another ride-hailing app, and together in competition they have combined to transform public transport system and improve the experiences of average Nigerian commuter who comes in contact with their services. Bolt operates in 300 cities across 45 countries, and most interestingly, the firm has managed to harvest more than 75 million customers, which among other factors helped him to push its value to about $600 billion. Meanwhile, the Tanzanian government has ordered 4 new planes to boost its national carriers capability in Africa and abroad. The airplanes, valued at more than $726 million at least prices, will be operated by Air Tanzania. The planes will help expand service from the country to new markets across Africa, Asia and Europe. The Air Tanzania CEO, Ladislas Matindi, stated that their flagship 787 Dreamliner is popular with passengers, providing unrivaled in-flight comfort and ultra-efficiency for long-haul growth.
Further afield, the UK government has announced plans to boost the country's annual exports to €1 trillion by the end of the decade. The Made in the UK Sold to the World plan is intended to help firms seize new opportunities in global markets. Here are more details of these and others from across the world.
Last year, the UK exported about €600 billion in goods and services, but only 1 in 10 British firm trades overseas. As part of the 12-point plan, government agencies such as UK Export Finance will offer new services to help UK exporters secure business. There will also be a new UK trade show program to give UK companies help in exhibiting their products as international events. But the task has acquired a new urgency because in other rich countries, exports have recovered more quickly from coronavirus-related lockdowns. Meanwhile, Amazon has reached a legal settlement in California over claims it failed to adequately inform its warehouse workers about COVID-19 cases in the workplace. California's Attorney General said workers had been left terrified and powerless. The delivery giant will pay $500,000 but did not admit wrongdoing in agreeing the settlement. Amazon said the law did not require it to share a total number of cases with staff, but it had now started to do so. Finally, Volkswagen plans to double staff numbers at its charging and energy division and roll out new payment technologies next year. by ensuring there are enough fast charging plugs and enough power for the electric vehicles it wants to sell. Europe's biggest car maker hopes to convince drivers worried about battery ranges that they can ditch their fossil fuels cars for good.
Federation of African Football CAF has cleared former Kenyan champions Gor Mahia to host Congolese side as Otoho Doyo in their return leg of the CAF Confederation Cup playoffs at the Nyayo National Stadium. Kogalo won against the Congolese champions in a two-legged tie. The first leg scheduled for November 28th at Stade Alphonse Masamba Debat and the second leg in Nairobi on December 5th. The venue for the second meeting in Nairobi was not yet decided as the main venues in Kenya, Kasarani and Nyayo Stadium, are currently banned by CAF from hosting international matches because they don't meet the required standard. The ban came into effect after Kenya's 2-1 win over Rwanda in the 2022 World Cup qualifiers at Nyayo Stadium. However, Kogalo has now confirmed that they have managed to secure a temporary extension from CAF to use Nyayo for their fixture against Otoho Doyo, but further clarified they have been warned to get an alternative venue should they advance to the group stage. Now, FIFA will review South Africa's defeat by Ghana in 2022 World Cup qualifying after the South Africa Football Association made a complaint to the world governing body. Meanwhile, Cameroon beat Ivory Coast 1-0 in a match of Africa's heavyweights to join Algeria, Nigeria and Tunisia in securing the last 4 places in March's African World Cup playoffs as the group phase came to an end.
Bafana needed a draw against the West Africans on Sunday to reach the third and final round of African qualifying, but Ghana won 1-0 with a controversial first-half penalty in Cape Coast. South Africa Football Association Chief Executive Tebogo Motlanthe said South Africa were robbed by questionable decisions made by the Senegalese